Hello and welcome to Rajya Sabha Television. You're watching this special telecast with me, Frank Rausen Pereira. In part 1 of our series on Dravidian politics, we took a look at what led to the Dravidian movement, how it spread, and who were some of the stalwarts of Dravidian politics. In today's program, we are going to take a look at the present state of Dravidian politics and how Dravidian parties have shaped what has happened at the center.
Tamil Nadu politics at crossroads. The demise of stalwart Dravidian leaders M. Karunanidhi and Jayalalithaa leaving a void.
There's a massive void in Tamil Nadu politics. I don't think there's any doubt at all that there is a void, and Tamil Nadu is still searching for its next leader. Obviously, Mr. Stalin may be in pole position right now, but he would be the first to admit that he is not in the same league as his father or Ms. Jayalalithaa. So, I think that the search is still there. I don't think that we have found a definitive replacement for those two tall leaders. I think that process may take some more time.
The two main Dravidian parties accept the absence of the big two is a huge blow, but insist they are moving in the right direction. The DMK feels it has made a smooth transition.
Now there is a change of leadership in both the parties, both the major political parties in the state. One is the DMK, the other is the AIDMK. But the change of leadership in DMK has not changed the attitude of the cadres. They are together, we are together. But whereas the loss of leadership in AIDMK had led to the split of the AIDMK. That is the difference.
AIADMK members say late party chief and former chief minister J. Jayalalithaa is still guiding them in spirit.
ADMK is leading this alliance, Amma, MGR, their identity, and both of them had excellent equations. I mean, Amma especially had good equation with Modi ji, and everybody knows that she had excellent friendship with him. So, acceptance of BJP among the party cadre is not an issue at all. In my view, this would be a very powerful combination. We will sweep 40 out of 40 in Tamil Nadu and Pondicherry.
Analysts and commentators, however, feel both Dravidian parties are in uncharted waters and face a challenging road ahead.
It's for the very first time that, forget about the late Mr. Karunanidhi or the late Ms. Jayalalithaa, this is for the first time that from the 60s onwards, no, even before, from the 50s, you had Kamaraj, you had Rajaji before that. In a very, very, very long time, in several decades, in more than 5 or 6 decades, the state political leadership is going to be without a solid, tall leader who captured the imagination of everybody, either both follower and opponent.
National parties are sensing an opportunity to make inroads in a state that has seen regional parties dominate for over 50 years. But even without the presence of the iconic state leaders, the national parties will find the going tough in the state.
Definitely BJP have grown much more better than the previous years. Grassroots levels. We are also taking the regional interest, but regional interest with national mind. National mind with regional interest. Now we are sowing that seed. And apart from that, Tamil Nadu always voted in a different way.
People, when they are going to vote this time, they are going to feel that vacuum of Dr. Kalaignar. But we must add that the way last 2 years since Dr. Kalaignar was ill, he couldn't speak, and after his demise, which in coming August it's going to be a year, the way Mr. Stalin has taken over, it's really, really remarkable.
For the Congress, a party that was a dominant force till late 60s, it's all about making up lost ground. Party leaders say they would like to regain lost glory in the state, but for now, the grand old party is content playing second fiddle to the DMK.
I think when you have the ideologies which are matching perfectly, when there's a lot of respect between the two parties towards each other, I think that matters a lot. It's been almost 50 years now since we have played the main role in Tamil Nadu politics. 50 years is a long time, but when it comes to politics, it can also be a very, very short time because it's a short-term memory what people have. We have just started regaining that. We have just started working on that, and I'm sure in years to come, he will find a foothold back.
But this election may not be the time when the national parties will shine in the state. The space is still firmly occupied by regional parties in Tamil Nadu. The BJP and the Congress are content being junior parties in the alliance stitched up by the AIADMK and the DMK.
Despite a very strong local and a regional connect, the Dravidian parties have not limited themselves to the state of Tamil Nadu. They have had a major role to play in central politics as well. If you go back to the government led by Atal Bihari Vajpayee at the centre, the Dravidian parties played a big role. Not just that, even during UPA 1 and 2, they wielded their might at the centre. Let's now take a look at how the Dravidian parties have played a role in the centre.
In 1979, the AIADMK became the first Dravidian and regional party to be the part of Union Cabinet, when two party MPs, Satyavani Muthu and Arvind Abala Pajanor, joined the short-lived Charan Singh government that came after the Morarji Desai-led Janata Party government.
The DMK was perhaps the first regional party to capture power in a state, and the ADMK was the first regional party to be part of a coalition government, which they did in the post-emergency era. So both the parties have had their say at the national level as well. But again, India has been such a diverse nation that it takes time for regional parties to come to fruition, to take full thing. If you ask me if the regional parties themselves can lead the nation, I doubt it. I don't think they want to do it either. They would always lend a supporting role to either of the national parties. And in that supporting role, they've also they forced the arm of the national parties to bring in changes.
Relations between the Congress and the AIADMK slowly came under strain. In the midterm parliamentary elections of January 1980, the Congress aligned with the DMK and the alliance won 37 of the state's 39 parliamentary seats. The ADMK won just 2 seats. After returning to power, former Prime Minister Indira Gandhi dismissed a number of state governments belonging to the opposition parties, including the AIADMK government. Elections to the State Assembly were held in late May 1980, with opposition DMK continuing the electoral alliance with the Congress. But in a massive reversal of fortunes following the Lok Sabha elections, the AIADMK won a comfortable majority in the State Assembly, winning 129 of the 234 seats. MGR was sworn in as Chief Minister for the second time on June 9, 1980. In 1984, despite MGR's failing health and hospitalization, the party won assembly elections in alliance with the Congress. Many political historians consider MGR's charisma at this point of time as infallible and a logical continuation of his on-screen godlike image, strengthened by his mythical status in the minds of the masses. MGR continued to enjoy popular support in his third tenure until his death on 24 December 1987. The Congress, which had been a major force in Tamil Nadu till 1967, was relegated to a supporting role in the state. It has been unable to gain ground against regional parties since then.
See, rather than looking into how did it happen, I think the focus was more on the central. And after Kamraj, we have been always working with these two Dravidian parties, mainly with the DMK. And when you have a very, very tall leader like Dr. Kalingari, when he was around, I think somewhere we thought we were in a safer hands with him around. And we can't pinpoint exactly where did we go wrong, or why did we let it go, or where did we miss the bus. I think we just went with the flow. We didn't think a lot of things then, probably, and so every time we speak, it's always like bringing back Kamraj rule.
The 1991 election was held in the backdrop of DMK government being dissolved within 2 years of formation. This was the year when Rajiv Gandhi was killed while campaigning. The DMK's pro-Tamil stance and the role of LTTE in the assassination of Rajiv Gandhi turned the people's anger against the DMK. In a sympathy wave that followed in the favour of ADMK and Congress alliance, the DMK was deprived of any seats in parliament. During the parliamentary elections in 1998, the AIADMK formed an alliance with Bharatiya Janata Party and Vico's MDMK, another breakaway faction of the DMK. The AIADMK, led by Jayalalithaa, shared power with the BJP in the Atal Bihari Vajpayee headed government between 1998 and 1999, but withdrew support a year later, leading to the fall of the BJP government. Following this, the ADMK once again allied with the Congress. The general election following saw the DMK aligning with the BJP for the first time. The result was the victory of the NDA that won 26 seats. After leaving the NDA, All India Anna Dravida Munnetra Kazhagam hoped to cause some damage, but ended up losing 8 seats compared to 1998 Lok Sabha elections. The NDA, of which DMK was part, remained in power at the national level for next 5 years.
Language has been a major plank that has been used by Dravidian politics. Dravidian parties have made use of the anti-Hindi sentiment in the state to further their own ambitions. But despite that, both the major parties in the state, the AIADMK and the DMK, in the past have aligned with the BJP, a party which has been considered by many to be a predominantly Hindi party. Was it political opportunism on the part of the Dravidian parties, or was it compulsion? That's what we're going to find out now.
In the 2004 parliamentary elections, the DMK formed an alliance with the Congress, the MDMK and the PMK and swept to a grand victory. The alliance won all 40 seats, including Puducherry. This netted the parties 7 ministerial posts and a lot of influence in the UPA government at the centre. 2 years later, in 2006, the same alliance won in the state assembly elections and the DMK for the first time formed a minority government in the state with the help of the Congress party. M. Karunanidhi became the chief minister of the state for the 5th time. The DMK-Congress alliance was also successful in 2009 parliamentary elections. In 2014 election, the two main Dravidian parties had no role to play at the centre, with the NDA riding the Modi wave to win with a thumping majority. 5 years after 2014, political observers in the state agree the situation is different. Regional parties in Tamil Nadu sense they have a bigger role in the formation of government at the centre this time. Equally, there has been a lot at stake for both the national parties in the state. The election is also significant for regional parties as by-elections will be held on 18 assembly seats. These by-elections will determine the fate of the state government as well. The Election Commission on March 10 announced the full schedule of phase-wise and constituency-wise voting for Tamil Nadu in the upcoming Lok Sabha polls that begins on 11th April. Tamil Nadu will vote in a single phase on April 18th in the general elections. All 39 constituencies along with Puducherry will vote in the second phase. Tamil Nadu currently has 21 vacant seats in state assembly. Elections will be held in 18 constituencies on April 18 along with Lok Sabha elections.
Tamil Nadu is searching for a next mass leader. I would say that it's searching for its next mass leader. It is in a state where we may see realignment of vote shares. Traditionally, there is a vote share split. The AIDMK typically got 35%, 40%. The DMK got about 5-6% less than that. And that was a fairly, if you calculate over the last 20, 25, 30 years, there would always be 75 to 80% of the vote share garnered between these two parties. Now, that could definitely change, because both these parties are vulnerable. The AIADMK possibly a little more than the DMK, but both the parties are vulnerable. This concept of standard guaranteed vote banks is now starting to sort of be questioned, but people still haven't found an effective alternative. So for people to desert the AIADMK or desert the DMK and go somewhere, now they haven't found the alternative, and the national parties for the Lok Sabha poll are aligned with both these parties, so one on each side. So I think the search is still on.
Both the major regional parties have stitched up alliances with the national parties and other Dravidian parties, making it a two-horse race.
After 2004, yes, they have not been able to find partners here. But today, as our Chief Minister has said, Modi ji has emerged as someone who can protect India. And whether it's the borders or whether it's the raising of people from poverty, he has been showing his mettle. So primarily because of that, we are aligning with the NDA. We are leading NDA here as far as Tamil Nadu is concerned, so there's no questions about it.
Months ago, it looked like this election was already soon up as far as Tamil Nadu was concerned, and the DMK Congress combined was going to just sweep the polls. In fact, the talk was of 39-0, including Pondicherry 40-0. The AIADMK and the BJP have done a good job since then to stitch up and cobble together a fairly powerful alliance. They've got the AIADMK, the BJP, the PMK, a party called the Pudhiya Tamilagam, which has got a base in southern Tamil Nadu, and they've got a few more other parties in the bag. So I think that what was turning out or looking like it would be a complete no contest is now a contest, at least in some parts of the state.
Although film star Kamal Haasan has entered the fray with his M&M party, not many people consider him a threat or even a credible spoiler. The issues on ground vary from corruption to the breakdown of administration.
Every election, so many free items has been given, and nobody addressed the basic issue. The main problem is that population, the people who are voting, they are forgetting everything.
I'm from a salaried community, so my understanding about the current government, they done a lot of revamping on taxation part, but however they are ready to collect from the people who are existing taxpayers, not from the other sources.
So I would want people to change, or something that changes the perception of the people, how they react to things. The first main criteria would be the traffic, and then next the pollution and the peeing on the road.
Political parties believe that the issues they have raised in the lead up to the elections will pay dividends on the voting day.
Our Honorable Prime Minister has announced 5 lakh crore schemes, worth schemes to Tamil Nadu. Our Honorable Prime Minister is always lauded by the youth of Tamil Nadu. Facebook followers, Twitter followers are more for our Honorable Prime Minister. And apart from that, our Honorable Prime Minister is viewed as a state-friendly Prime Minister because he visited Sri Lanka. Then he always has mentioned that Tamil is an ancient language, and he went to Sri Lanka and he attended the housewarming ceremonies of our Honorable, our Tamil sisters and brothers. So definitely he is liked by Tamil Nadu people, and this will help us to win the seats which we are contesting.
Congress ideologies continues. When it comes to doing good, looking into this, looking for the schemes which is for the development of the country, to help the people who are at the BPL line, or women's safety, and every aspect that you look at it. I think the ideologies are perfect between the DMK and the Congress, and that is why we are with each other.
Voting will be held in single phase on 18th of April. Results will be declared on the 23rd of May. But when it comes to politics in Tamil Nadu and the role of Dravidian parties, how can cinema be left behind?
Tamil Nadu politics has always had a very strong link with the film fraternity and vice versa. Be it Annadurai, Karunanidhi, Jayalalithaa, or for that matter even MGR. Everyone has been a strong part of the film fraternity. We'll now try and understand why the two are intertwined.
நல்லது கண்ணே கனவு கனிந்தது நன்றி உனக்கு உறவில் எழுந்தது.
Tamil cinema has always played a vital role in Dravidian politics. Films have been influential in Indian politics since the days of British Raj, when movies were used for anti-British propaganda. However, leaders of the Indian National Congress kept their distance from the movie media. It was Dravida Munitra Kadagum that made extensive use of medium for propaganda. Adversaries of Dravidian parties despised the use of films and screen popularity for political gains, and Congress leaders like K. Kamraj questioned the trend of movie stars forming governments. C.N. Annadurai, the first Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu from a Dravidian party, was a forerunner in introducing Dravidian ideology into movie scripts. Of the movies made by Dravidian politicians, Parasakti, released in 1952, was a turning point as it was a huge box office hit and made radical comments against the social hierarchy set by the caste system and glorified the Dravidian movement. M. Karunanidhi, former Chief Minister, scripted the screenplay for Parasakti, in which Sivaji Ganesan and S.S. Rajendran, two founding members of DMK, made their screen debuts. Movies produced by the DMK were subjected to severe censorship by the then ruling Congress government. According to Murasoli Maran, a former Union Minister from DMK, censors would remove part of movies so that the coherence of screenplay was lost, sinking the movies at the box office. The scriptwriters used equivocating phrases and elliptical words and dialogues to evade the censorship. 5 out of 7 Chief Ministers of Dravidian parties were actively involved in Tamil cinema, either as writers or as actors. M.G. Ramachandran was the most successful one. He launched his own Dravidian party after personal differences with the leaders of the DMK and rose to power as Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, mostly with the help of his movie fans and cadres.
A major speech impediment after he was shot at, he continued using his voice, he spoke on his own, and people would venerate him. His on-screen image was seen to be as the real M.G. Ramachandran. And there were people who would still consider him superhuman.
Till today, the link between politics and Tamil filmdom continues, although it's a tad less prominent than in 1950s to 1970s.
I think people, they connect with the film stars here. When they look at you in a film, it's not about, and when you know, not the latest generation probably, but even a generation before, they connect with you. The kind of films you do, they feel that you are one among them. That is how you see the kind of fan following, the fanatic fan following you see in Tamil Nadu and in Andhra for that matter to an extent. You don't see it anywhere else. And there's a belief that you can do good to us. And that is how we have seen stalwarts like Dr. Kalaignar or MGR or even Jayalalithaa for that matter, or Andhra you have seen NTR for that matter. The way people could connect with them. I think it's just that the love what people have makes all the difference.
The demise of Karunanidhi and Jayalalithaa saw an end of an era, but other members of the film fraternity are trying to keep the flag of cinema flying in Tamil Nadu politics. One among them is Vijay Kant, a mainstream lead actor who was active in films between 1980s and 2000s. His party, Desya Murpokku Dravida Kadagam, has been trying to project itself as an alternative to mainstream Dravidian parties. Kamal Haasan is another on-trend from films in the fray, the celebrated actor starting his own party called Makal Nidhi Mayam in 2018 as an fray for the upcoming Lok Sabha elections.
The film industry gives you the visibility with the people. So if a film star comes into politics today, he is seen and given a first chance. Okay, let's listen to what the man says. So people are willing to give you a year. Beyond that, it entirely boils down to how you perform. I don't for a moment believe that a Miss Jayalalithaa became such a tall leader simply because she acted in movies and people knew who she was. She had to literally struggle and work her way up and she had to prove herself electorally and prove herself with her political acumen and so on. So I think that era of somebody just because he's a big film star coming in and automatically sweeping to power, I think those days are possibly behind us. The film stars still have the advantage because people are still movie crazy and still love and adore their stars. So they will be given the right of first hearing, as it were, more than even more accomplished people in other fields. But beyond that, it is for the film stars to prove themselves. If they can't prove themselves, they will be shown the door just like anybody else would be.
Quite a few film stars in southern states have tried to use cinema popularity as a stepping stone to politics. Examples include N.T. Rama Rao, Chiranjeevi in Andhra Pradesh, but it has been Tamil Nadu that started the trend, sending 5 of 7 chief ministers from Dravidian parties. No wonder politics in the state is larger than life, and ideology walks hand in hand with entertainment.
That brings us to the end of our 2-part series on Dravidian politics. I hope you enjoyed the journey and the show. Until we meet again, with camera person MS Suresh, this is Frank Rausen Pereira signing off for Rajya Sabha Television.